Robert Williams from MetalRules.com, and joining me tonight at the 2011 South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas, is Bobby Liebling and Victor Griffin, Metal Blade recording artists and doom metal legends Pentagram. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. We're hanging. How are you doing?
So there's a lot of excitement brewing in the Pentagram camp right now. You guys are just about to release your brand new studio album, Last Rites. First new studio album in 7 years. The first time the two of you worked together in 17 years. How's it feel to be working together again, and how's it feel to have a new album out?
Has it been that long?
It's been more like 14 years, actually.
Yeah,
96 was the last year that we played together before. Maybe early 97. Yeah, so it's been like 14 years. It feels good, man. You know, it wasn't a planned thing. It kind of, you know, just
happened because
it was the
right thing to do.
Circumstances, and you know, last year Bobby's the guitar player at the time quit on short notice.
Yeah.
And he called me up. I came on board to do a May tour, which was, you know, supposed to be just a temporary gig, you know, until he found someone else. But, you know, Bobby and I have always kept pretty close ties with each other, and, you know, both our heads kind of just happened to be in the same place at the same time. You know, mentally, spiritually, and a whole lot of other ways. And it kind of just progressed from just temporary to sort of indefinite to, you know, back to kind of a permanent thing. So.
And that was a big deal when you came back. I'm sure a lot of fans were really excited about that. Tell me how it felt to play that Maryland Death Fest show, and that really must have...
Oh, that was killer, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really know what to expect. I mean, we went into the thing like, why are we even here?
Yeah, because the bands that we were playing with, they don't play the genre of music we do.
Yeah, no disrespect to the bands that normally play there, but it's like, you know, it's kind of a different genre. You know?
What they call heavy metal and what they call doom metal now isn't what we called it when we were doing it. You know, it's totally different kind of music.
Well, it's more of a, you know, a lot of black metal bands, speed metal, you know, that kind of thing,
Hardcore,
and then suddenly
thrash, all that
Pentagram.
kind of stuff, you know?
So we kind of felt like, you know, the black sheep going into the thing, but the reception was incredible, man. We had a killer show. You know, everybody there made us feel welcome.
Yeah, we filmed the DVD.
Yeah.
And, that's going to be coming out, like it's called When the Screams Come. That's going to be coming out probably in June-ish, I think. That's what we heard so far. You know, that'll be coming out on Metal Blade after the album. And, it's the first DVD we've ever really had officially. And, you know, things came together decent. You know, we were happy with it, you know, reasonably.
Yeah.
So Bobby, let's talk about the new album, Last Rites. Any tracks on the new album that stand out as holding a personal significance for you as a lyricist, or any favorites off the new album, Victor? Or what?
My personal favorites are Everything's Turning Tonight and Windmills and Chimes, which actually, you know, I guess most people haven't heard yet, but I don't know if those were released on anything before as demos, or...
Everything's Turning Tonight was released on the rehearsal album of First Days Here Too. It was just a rough rehearsal, bad recording, and all that kind of stuff. And as a matter of fact, that's one of my two favorites on the album. The other one's Treat Me Right, the first song on the album. And that's already streaming on Decibel or Spin. I forget which one it is, but I think it's Decibel. And you know, they came off real well in the studio.
But we had to kind of go in, you know, we had to take and kind of reshape everything, you know, and bring it up to the way, up to date. Basically, bring it up to like what Pentagram sounds like when Bobby and I are playing together, you know, kind of thing.
It's always been kind of the same kind of formula. You know, we used a lot of old songs of mine and revamped them. You know, he changed a lot of the arrangements of them, and that helps, and the tones and stuff like that. You know, and trying to make them, you know, up to date, like I said. Just kind of pizzazz them up a little bit. You got modern recording techniques, blah blah blah, and you know, they sound pretty expensive and full. I'm real pleased with them.
So 2011 marks the 40th anniversary of Pentagram, and that in and of itself is a huge accomplishment. Bobby, I know the first 15 years of the band's existence, you know, there wasn't any record label support. What inspired you to keep going?
I've been doing this professionally since 1964. You know, and it was just, it's what I do. It's what I do to support, to make a living. That's what I've done. It's, you know, the predominant thing I've done to make a living my whole life. So it's, you know, just the drive of loving rock music and loving watching people happy and getting off on the whole trip, you know.
So when you talk about 40 years in, how much longer do you envision recording, touring as Pentagram?
Personally, I think my ideology right now is as long as they keep listening, as long as they keep digging it, then I'd like to keep playing. You know, it's kind of like a rock till you drop thing, right?
Right.
You know, you got to pay the bills and so forth and so on, and you got to go, you know, through your life, and this is what I do. This is my calling. So I plan to do it, you know, as long as it'll last.
So let's talk about your new documentary, Last Days Here. From what I understand, this details the ups and downs of your career, self-destruction, substance abuse, and overcoming your demons eventually. Was it ever feeling too intrusive? Did you ever feel like you needed more privacy? Do you feel like it accurately portrays the real Bobby?
Yeah, it definitely does, because I didn't need more privacy, I needed more exposure. I needed exposure to the right things. And I was huddled away, I was becoming agoraphobic and total recluse. I was really messed up, you know. And now, I've kind of seen the lighter side of things, you might put it that way. Instead of dark, and opened my eyes to life. And it's kind of like growing up all over again. You know, God gave me a second life. What can I say? I'm very, very fortunate. I'm blessed.
Now, in reference to that, I've read in some recent interviews that you attribute your wife Hallie to helping you find sobriety. How, if at all, has that affected your songwriting?
It hadn't, because when I write stuff now, I only write lyrics to the new material. If it's brand new stuff, I like the instrumentalist to you know, to do the music, and I just write lyrics. The lyrics, I think, are not as dark. They still have their warning points, most definitely. They still got their controversial, you know, issues about them, and they tell stories, you know. But I think for the most part that they've become really a positive thing.
Positive outlet.
Yeah, definitely. Even the old ones, you know.
Yeah.
When I listen to them now, I hear the words very differently, and I realize how misunderstood the lyrics of Pentagram were for the first 35 or more years. They weren't, you know, they were warnings.
Well, they sort of become prophetic in a way, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I've found that about my own lyrics too, you know? It's almost like, wow.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything I've written in the past has almost like turned into my life story, you know, before it happened.
Right.
You know?
Mine too.
Yeah.
Mine too. Most definitely. When I was writing them, you know, when I was first writing songs, Pentagram, I was just really more into just that sounds cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Right,
yeah, grooving on it, you know, the whole, you know, riding the wave and all that. And then I look back on them now and I say, wow, there was really a message under there. I just wasn't figuring it out.
You hadn't.
So thanks so much for taking the time to talk metal today, guys. Any last words for your fans watching at home before we wrap this up?
It's a huge thanks, man. You know?
Thanks, God bless them all, and come on, keep listening, keep buying the music, keep coming to concerts. As long as you keep pumping us, we'll try to keep pumping it back to you. That's all I have to say about it.